Welcome to The Soft Life with me, Candy Washington, where we explore all things self-love, manifestations, and relationships with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. So be sure to subscribe, share, and join us on Patreon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. I'm also the host of the Soft Life podcast. But today we are going to be covering all things Vanderpump Rules, watching the season finale trailer, exposing more lies, and just getting into it, okay? So this is according to page 6. We'll go through the article and then we will watch the trailer together, okay? Let's go. It says Raquel Leviss laughs at affair going, quote, so horribly wrong in Pump Rules preview. Rachel can't help but giggle over her sordid affair with Tom Sandoval in a preview for the upcoming Vanderpump Rules season 10 finale. See, this is why I always say she is like Boiling Bunnies, Fatal Attraction, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's laughing. She's not having a normal human reaction to what is going on, if that makes sense. Like, she's real cray-cray. It's not a normal reaction. Like, the not having empathy, the not understanding context, the not remorse. Like, even if you're like, yeah, whatever, I'm with Tom Sandoval, I like him, we're dipping it, we're doing it, whatever, Ariana. I still think a normal person has some level of compassion and empathy and understanding. Like, you're not laughing and you're not giggling and you're not just being so weird. Like, there's a chip missing in her head. There's something really missing. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean that in like a serious, legit way. But let's keep going. We'll get to the article and then we're going to watch the trailer together. All right. She says, it turned out so horribly wrong, the former pageant queen 28 says with a laugh while discussing the situation with 40-year-old Sandoval. Side note, when we watch the trailer together, you're going to see that Sandoval actually, I think, as pathetic as he is, as narcissistic, as egotistical he is, I think he's still having more of a kind of garbage person, but a human response to it. He does have a little bit of not necessarily remorse, but more of a emotional understanding that he's a piece of crap, if that makes sense. So let's keep going and then we'll watch. All right. Now, it's the only glimpse of Raquel in the sneak peek, while Sandoval is heavily featured. I was going to break up with Ariana regardless, he tells co-star Sheena Shea at the start of the clip. But you didn't, the good as gold singer 37 clapbacks. You effed her best friend instead. Now, can we do a standing ovation for Sheena Shea for finally getting a brain? You know, like for finally getting half of a brain cell. Thank you for waking up and showing up, Sheena Shea. Finally, she gets it. You know, last episode, she's like, I would trust Brock and, you know, Raquel in the same bed together. She's amazing. They're just trying to make her look bad, blah, 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 blah. Hello, ding dong. Somebody's finally home, Sheena. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh, and that's why Sheena was up on Watch What Happens Live, all of a sudden being like, I trust Brock, but I had to ask the question. And like, you know, I asked him if she ever tried anything, and he said no, he didn't get off the vibe, and blah, 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 blah. Sheena, girl. We're going to get more to Sheena in a later story. We're going to get more to her. But let's keep going. Sandoval also attempts to justify his secret romance with Raquel by telling his BFF and business partner, Tom Schwartz, another ding-dong, I felt something I haven't felt in a very long time. And? What's the point, Tom? What's the point? Just like, you know, ding-dong brain cell, Sheena Shea said, if you are not happy, you break up. That's it. Point blank, period. It's not, I was going to break up, I wasn't happy. Like, all of the excuses, like Ariana didn't want kids and she was emotionally unavailable, miss me with all that. Just like when Tom Sandoval had his little temper tantrum after the beach when he was going after Katie and Lala, just like he said his little, mantra card or whatever, date someone for who they are, not for the potential of who you want them to be. Take your own advice. Let's keep going. And in a separate conversation with his aggrieved ex-girlfriend Ariana, Sandoval admits that he and Levis became like really good friends. I don't have affairs with my really good friends. I don't have sex with my really good friends. You're using that as an excuse. But Maddox 37, who dumped Sandoval in March after discovering his infidelity, wasn't having it. I don't give an F about effing Raquel, she exclaims in apparent frustration. Your friendship is effing BS. I mean, this is the thing. Ariana, I feel bad for you, but at the same time, girl, you should know, weren't you Tom's just really good friend, really best friend when he was with Kristen and you and him were having sex? People are like, they just kissed. Yeah, right. Like anybody who says Ariana and Tom Sandoval only kissed while they were cheating, like they weren't in 6th grade. Like they definitely smashed. Like we're not stupid. We're not idiots here. And we all know Tom Sandoval is a liar. He will lie straight to your face. And we all know the girls who are drinking his Kool-Aid will lie for him. They definitely smashed. Like we're not stupid. We're grown. Okay? Let's keep going. Sandoval then defends his connection with Raquel. No, it's not, he shouts back, to which Maddox tells Eva Lauer, yes, it is. The buying back my daughter actress then adds, I regret ever loving you. Good job, Ariana. Elsewhere, Lala Kent implies that Sandoval has been creeping around long before his dalliance with Levis. There was one other time the cover band singer confesses at one point, copping to even more unfaithful behavior. Boy, there was one other time. Stop lying. You were with Ariana for 9 years. How long have you been cheating on Ariana? I'll wait. 9 years. Let's not forget the fact that the moment he officially got with Ariana, Miami Girl popped on the scene. So this is the thing. If you start your relationship by being the side chick, and then once you actually get him, there's already a girl that he's creeping on you with, that is a big indication that the rest of your relationship, you're going to be cheated on. Because you had no problem busting it open for him when he was in a relationship with somebody else, and you decided to pretend like Miami Girl was just magically lying about sleeping with Sandoval. Like, no, she wasn't lying. She didn't fly from Miami to LA because she was lying. You cheated. Jax Taylor even said it. So how long has Sandoval been cheating? Probably his whole life. All 9 years. That's the way you started the relationship. One other time? Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Anyway, and that's no shade to Ariana. I still don't think anyone deserves that. No one deserves to be treated the way she was treated. So I want to make that very clear. But I am going to call out all of the stuff. I'm going to call out all of the stuff. But even though I'm calling it out, I still have compassion for her, and she did not deserve it. Okay, let's keep going. Though she doesn't appear on camera again, Raquel's voice is heard during a phone call with ex-fiancé James Kennedy, during which she promises the DJ, 31, that she and Sandoval are, quote, not an item, despite the optics. Girl, see, she lying. Later, Lisa Vanderpump consoles an emotional Maddox in a time of distress. You don't deserve any of this, the restaurateur says. By the end of the preview, Vanderpump Rules alum Kristen Doty is seen making her highly anticipated return. You ready? She asked Maddox while mischievously twiddling her fingers. Shout out to Kristen Doty. I feel like she's really evolved and she's really matured. And she also just booked, I think it's like Reality Stars Greatest of All Time with like Reza and Jill Zarin. So shout out to her. She's working again. I know what she did to Faith. I'm not saying that was right or wrong. I'm not going to touch that right now. We're keeping things light and love. But shout out to Kristen. I'm proud of her. All right, here we go. The finale clip comes just hours after Raquel claimed her Instagram was, quote, hacked. We will get into that story, so I'm going to keep it going with this one. Okay. Now, let's see here. Let's watch. You guys ready? Let's watch. Here we go.
On the season finale of Vanderpump Rules.
I was going to break up with Ariana regardless.
But you didn't. You your best friend instead.
I sacrificed everything. Now my world just got turned upside down.
I felt something I hadn't felt in a very long time.
Jesus Christ, man.
Me and Raquel became like really good friends.
I don't give a about Raquel! Your friendship is bullshit!
No, it's not!
Yes, it is!
You know everything!
You think this is the first time he's been creeping around?
It was one other time.
Come on! How long have you known?
Tom told me this a month ago.
Are you and Sandoval an item now, Raquel?
No.
I regret ever loving you.
You don't deserve any of this.
It turned out so horribly wrong. You ready?
Ooh, spicy, spicy, spicy. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below in a chat box because I'm going to take all of your candy cane questions and comments after we wrap up a couple more stories about Vanderpump Rules. But I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm looking forward to it. I didn't realize how fast the season went. Like, we're literally about to be on the finale, and then we'll get the reunion and stuff. So it went really fast, but put down your thoughts down below. I think it's going to be good. Also, if you missed the video I did yesterday, breaking down the inserts, and by inserts I mean, you know, the scenes where Lala was explaining about how, oh, you know, Ken and LVP found out that Raquel had slept over Tom Sandoval's with shorts and blah 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 blah, and it just seemed really really scripted when Ken comes into the kitchen and he's like, "Did you guys know that Raquel slept over?" and blah 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 blah. That now explains why they rushed it, because I didn't realize how fast the season had gone. I didn't realize that we were on the finale. So they had to rush that storyline in order to get here. And by here, I mean the finale episode where everything is coming to a head, where everything is being exposed, right? So that, again, I still think they did it in a sloppy way because the work was showing. But now it makes sense. They had to basically rush the time. Anyway, put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. And with that, let's move on to our next story. All right, you guys. Now, here, let me do that. Okay. Raquel, girl, if you do not stop using mental health as an excuse for your ratchet behavior, we're going to have problems. We're going to have problems. Let's get into it. So this is according to page 6, and it says Raquel claims her Instagram was, quote, hacked, and then dedicates it to mental health awareness. All right. Side note, before we dive in, this is a shameless plug. As a person who actually creates content for mental health, I did a collaboration with Uptime app for Mental Health Awareness Month on how to heal your mind. So you guys should check it out. I'll link it down below. Anyway, let's keep going. So Raquel's Instagram is getting a new look amid her, quote, mental health treatment. Don't forget, that was pretty much debunked, right? Didn't it come out that Raquel was not in a mental health facility, but she was in Arizona at Miraval or with her parents, and then Tom Sandoval went to go meet her there, and they were doing like horseback riding and like archery and all this weird stuff, and he had this weird temper tantrum on social media talking about, I'm so disappointed in Miraval for exposing the fact. Side note, on Dumas, it said that he then went to Miraval and was like, oh, you guys should pay me like an influencer fee for tagging you in my Instagram story. And they were like, miss us, crazy Tom Sandoval, like, get the hell out of our face. Like, you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know, please sign the check below. Crazy, 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 crazy. All right, let's keep going. So Raquel, okay, the Vanderpump Rules Stars rep posted a statement via her stories on Tuesday, today, this was today, claiming Raquel's team has taken over the account after it was hacked. I'm going to tell you what that actually means. Wait, let me preface it with this first. Okay, so she had wiped out her highlights. Like, on Instagram, you can have like the highlights or whatever, like podcast, makeup, beauty, Saturday night, fashion. You can have all the highlights up there, right? So she had wiped out all of her highlights except for the video of, and it's on the screen. Well, it's a screenshot, but except for the video of Sandoval when he dressed up as her for Halloween. Remember, he was being really weird and he was like dressing up as her and like was like twiddling and like playing with his hair and being like Raquel in that outfit, the Tom Tom outfit. So that was the only highlight she left up, which is a huge statement, basically being like, yeah, he's my man. Yeah, we're still together. And what? And then all of a sudden it was wiped. So now if we go to her Instagram, she has no highlights. And then this is what popped up. So her account wasn't hacked. Let's just break that down. She was doing the absolute most because she has no empathy. She has no compassion. She has no chip inside of her that maybe says, okay, I fell in love with someone and maybe it wasn't the quote right person, but I understand that this could hurt somebody else. Like, I'm going to put myself in that position as a human being. If I happen to fall in love with my really good friend's boyfriend, and I truly think in my heart, this is my soulmate, this is the man for me, we're going to be together forever. Okay. But you don't have to do things that are going to hurt the other person. And that is what makes her psychotic. That's the evilness of it. It's not so much that you fell in love with someone who maybe wasn't the right person to fall in love with. Life happens, things happen, we're all human beings. It's everything that she does. And I'm not absolving Tom Sandoval. We already know he is his own special cup of crazy. But what she does is particularly evil, where I think she gets pleasure out of knowing that she's one-upping and hurting the other woman. If it were me, I would be silent. I would just be out. I would feel so embarrassed. I would be so ashamed. I would feel so guilty. And I would be so humble and I would be begging my friend for forgiveness. This is a hot mess. This is a hot mess. It's not the cheating. It's not thinking you're in love with somebody that maybe is already taken. It's all of the evil, psychotic stuff that they continuously do. Like, this is the stuff she did literally today. You see that screenshot? It says 6 hours. I took this screenshot 6 hours ago. This is the stuff they're still doing. That's why it's so psycho and sick. Now, if you can't read the screen, I got you, okay? I'll read it for you. This is what her Instagram story said. It said, this account was hacked. I'm calling BS. And with the help of Instagram, it has been reset. Again, BS. And now managed by Raquel's team for the next month while she continues treatment. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so Raquel has requested all of the posts focus on raising awareness for mental health organizations, advocates, and removing the stigma around treatment. This is all BS. I'm going to tell you what I think really happened. I think Raquel gives 0 Fs about how any of this affects anybody other than herself. I think she was making a very clear statement that her and Tom are still together. Remember the other day they were caught at the pizza place, the B pizza place, and they were also caught in Arizona together. And B Pizza is like right behind Hotel Ziggy, the hotel that James is always DJing at and all the influencer parties are at. So clearly they're still together in whatever capacity, whether it lasts, who cares? Clearly they're still together. And I think that was a direct shots fired saying we're together and we don't care who knows and he's mine. I think her team, whoever is on her team, whether she finally got a new PR person, whether it's her family, whether it's her lawyers, were like, okay, this is not the look. We are now going to take over. And when they say she's getting mental health treatment, I don't believe that for 1 second. I don't think she's ever gotten mental health treatment. I think they probably want her to. And I'm going to be totally honest, and this is my opinion, so she can't come at me for this. I'm allowed to speak my opinion. I think both her and Sandoval, I think Sandoval is deeply into drugs, like deeply. And I think that she has probably, when you're dating someone and you take on their personality, I think that's kind of what's going on. And I bet you she's way more into like drugs and like, yeah, let's just like, trip, man. Let's take some shrooms and some Molly and like, let's put on some lights in our room and go to another galaxy universe. Like, they're corny as hell. Like, I'm sorry, but Tom Sandoval, Schwartz, and Raquel, they're cornballs. They're corny. They're corny. Like, I don't know what person in 2023 thinks how they're trying to be is cool. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, Tom Schwartz, I want to buy you a thesaurus for Christmas so you can actually know the definitions of the big words you try to use in conversation that don't make any sense. Please. They're cornballs. They're corny as hell. Point blank, period. So that's what I think is really going on here. I think she, like I said, she wanted to stick it to us and be like, he's my man. What? Her team was like, oh no, boo-boo, this isn't the way we're going to move today. And they took her IG away. They took Rachel's Instagram away until she can get it together. Girl, bye. And if anybody out there really is struggling with their mental health, obviously seek support. There is nothing wrong with that. There is strength in that. And if you want real sources on that, there's so many out there. So don't listen to her BS at all. All right, you guys. So put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. What's going on with the stunts? And what do you think? And I also want to know, do you think Raquel and Tom Sandoval are actually going to last? Put it down below. Let me know what you think. All right. So with that one, let's move on to our next story. Oh, my face is all in the camera. Hi. All right. So our next story is, this is from people.com. Okay. People.com. This one says, Sandoval justifies lying about sleepover with Raquel because, quote, it'd be better for Ariana. Okay, this is an exclusive. And I also have a video on this too. So we can play that. We'll go through. Do I have the video of it? I should, right? 1 second, you guys. 1 second. Let me see if I get the video. Okay. 1 sec. Okay, there we go. I do have the video. So we'll go through the article for a little bit and then we'll watch. All right. Dun, 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 dun. In the wake of Scandoval, Tom Sandoval and Raquel's past actions look a little different. In People's exclusive preview of Wednesday's Vanderpump Rules episode, the Schwartz and Sandy's co-owner, who is 40, is caught lying about Raquel, 28, spending the night at his place. After beach day, Tom Schwartz, Raquel, and I all took a cab back to our house, jumped into the jacuzzi, hung out, had some drinks, listened to music. We went in the jacuzzi, Sandoval says in a confessional. How do you know Sandoval is lying? His lips are moving. As Raquel recounts the story to Ariana, Sheena, Tom Schwartz, and Brock Davies and Sandoval, she admits she slept over at his house when his longtime girlfriend Ariana, 37, was out of town. We went in the jacuzzi after hanging out, Raquel explains, as Ariana notes, yeah, which is something we always do. And then I stayed the night and I slept on the couch, Raquel confesses. Girl, stop lying. You did not sleep on the couch. You know you had sex with Sandoval in Ariana's bed. Stop lying. You had sex in Sheena Shea's bed. Let's go. I was like, dude, go upstairs. Go to the effing guest room, Sandoval insists. Side note, do you guys remember when all of this broke out? And wasn't there a story that Raquel was sleeping over at Tom and Ariana's, but this time Ariana was still in the house. And then in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., whatever, late night style, Ariana caught Tom leaving the guest room that Raquel was sleeping in. Do you guys remember that story? I want to know the date. I need facts. I need information. I want to know, when did that happen? Because that would help us with the timeline of when the cheating really started. Like, when did that happen? And he lied and he was like, oh, I was getting her water. How the hell did you know she needed water at 3 o'clock in the morning in the bed? Boy, bye. When did that happen? Because we haven't heard about that during the season. So when did that happen? I need answers. Dumas, Reddit, I need answers. When did that happen? That will help with the timeline stuff. But let's keep going. Okay. Sheena, 37, points out that Sandoval and Raquel's account hadn't always been the narrative about what happened that night. See, Sheena, ding dong, she is waking up. The brain cells are starting to actually have synapses. The brain cells are finally snapping. Good job, Sheena. She goes, Rock said you guys lied and said she didn't stay the night. Sheena tells the group. In a flashback, Sandoval can be seen telling Schwartz, Peter, and Sheena's husband, Brock, that Raquel did not stay over. Can we also note Schwartz is the weakest person in the world? Schwartz, you were there. Don't forget that in the last episode, was it the last episode? Either the last episode or in like the new like scenes that are being leaked that are coming out, Raquel said multiple times she went back to Sandoval's with Schwartz. So Schwartz clearly knows whether or not she slept over, right? And also don't forget, when Lisa Vanderpump had called Tom Sandoval on the phone, he was with Schwartz. I mean, I know they can't spend 5 minutes apart, but logic would dictate, I bet you Schwartz stayed over. I bet you Raquel stayed over. I bet you Tom Sandoval clearly was there. And Schwartz knew exactly what happened. So Schwartz is just sitting there letting Sandoval lie and not even saying anything. But what else is new? Let's keep going. On the heels of, the open relationship rumor and obviously Schwartz and Raquel making out in Mexico, we just thought maybe it'd be better if everyone didn't know that little detail, Sandoval explains to cameras. Now, I will give you this. Even though this is an excuse, this makes more sense. And this is exactly what I said yesterday when we were talking about the inserted scenes, where I said the biggest tell that these scenes have been scripted and inserted to push the narrative is that not a single person assumed that when she slept over Sandoval's, because she did say Schwartz was there, that she hooked up with Schwartz. The default that everyone said was Sandoval. But now Sandoval himself is saying, after her making out with Schwartz in Mexico, it wouldn't be a good look because Schwartz was there too. Now, that is what makes the most logical sense. I had people say, oh, but last episode, Allie was talking about, what's her name? Raquel dancing with Tom Sandoval at the Abbey. So that's why it went so far, so fast. I know they had that little thing, but that didn't have any legs. It really didn't during the particular episode. Sheena Shea was too far up Katie's butt, and she was like, I would let Brock sleep in the same bed. They're just trying to make her look bad. And then all of that stuff going on. Oh, I would dance with Tom at the Abbey. It's no big deal. We always go there anyway. And another thing is, Lisa Vanderpump didn't know the Abbey story. And when she was telling everything, her default was also Sandoval. Except for, which makes the most sense again, when Raquel first said it at the table when she came to Sir, and she goes, I was in the jacuzzi with Schwartz and Sandoval, and LVP goes, you were with both of them? Did you guys catch when she said that at the table? She goes, you were with both of them? Which makes sense because that is a question you would logically ask. And defaulting to shorts would be what you would logically default to. It's all coming together, guys. It's all coming together. All right, let's keep going. Back with the group, Sandoval insists I wasn't lying. Like she did dip out. She went and passed out. But to cameras, he acknowledges that he made a mistake. I fully was going to tell Ariana, but we should have just told the truth, he says in a confessional. Like, stupid. Listen. I'm going to tell you why I think Raquel spilled the beans and told the truth. And then I'm going to play the clip so we can actually watch the clip of him lying to everybody, okay? Now, this is the thing. I personally think Raquel was tired of being the other woman. I think that Tom Sandoval had been continually saying, I'm not happy with Ariana. We don't have sex. She's miserable. She belittles me. Raquel, you're so sexy. You're so hot. Our sex is so good. You love me. You worship me. You're amazing. You're so beautiful. I'm going to break up with her, but I can't break up with her because of the house. I can't break up with her because of the restaurant. I can't break up with her because her dog died. I can't break up with her because of her mental health. I can't break up with her because her grandma died. Like he was doing the classic guy who wants to keep his side piece happy and at bay, but he doesn't actually want to break up with the main girl just yet. For whatever reason. Maybe it's financial because he has the equity in the house that he put into the restaurant. Maybe it's because, again, financial. Like he said at the Howie Mandel podcast, him and Ariana were a brand. They had the cocktail book. They had the drinks app. They would be booked as Tom and Ariana on the show and off of the show. They were a brand. So I think he wasn't yet prepared to break up with Ariana because of financial reasons. And I think that he was also not prepared to let Raquel go. So he did the classic douche guy who's cheating. I'm gonna leave my wife as soon as. I'm gonna tell her as soon as. You're gonna be the main person as soon as, right? And I think Raquel, like a lot of side pieces who don't want to be a side piece and they want to be the main piece, she got frustrated. So she kept planting little seeds, right? She kept planting little seeds, wearing the Tom Tom sweatshirt. You know, that was a big thing. Wearing the Tom Tom sweatshirt, rocking the matching lightning bolt necklaces, like hiding in plain sight. At Watch What Happens Live, saying Sandoval was the hottest of the Toms. Remember when Sheena looked at her like, girl, don't make me, when she said that, doing all of that stuff, bringing the Tom Tom sweatshirt to Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live. Even now, admitting to Ariana's face, no, I actually stayed in your house while you weren't there with your man. That's basically what she said to her. And Ariana, ding, 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 living in denial. It's not just a river in Africa. Swimming in denial. Oh, well, we always do that. Girl. Ariana, baby, boo-boo. Come. I don't care what we always do when I'm there, but what we always do, you're not going to do when I am not there in the presence of my man. That would not be happening, boo-boo. So Ariana just took a nice little swim in denial. So Raquel literally was hiding in plain sight, and she was doing what a lot of side chicks do, planting little seeds because she wants the affair to be exposed, because she thinks in her mind, once the affair is exposed, he will be forced to choose. And because she's drinking the Kool-Aid, she knows he's going to choose me. You know, like when a woman will leave her lipstick on the collar or her perfume on the pillowcase, or, you know, a little bit of her hair in the sink, or maybe a ring on the table. And then the wife comes home and is like, whose hair is this? Whose ring is this? Who earrings is that? Why do you smell like this? You see what I'm saying? I think she was calculated. I think she was doing all these little things because she wanted the affair to be exposed. But with that, Let's watch it go down.
Did anything happen while I was out of town?
There was a food tasting for the new menu at Sir, and I was an hour and 30 minutes late.
I heard you looked like a bag of
I did.
What?
After beach day, Schwartz, Raquel, and I all took a car back to my house, jumped into the jacuzzi, hung out, had some drinks, listened to music.
We went in the jacuzzi after going out,
Which is something we always do.
Yeah, and then I stayed the night and I slept on the couch.
I was like, dude, go upstairs. Go to
To the guest room. You don't have to sleep on the
out of here.
couch.
You're like, she's crunched up on there.
Brock said you guys lied and said she didn't stay the night.
We came back. Raquel grabbed Graham, dipped out.
Wait, who slept over? So you guys went to your after party? Did Raquel stay? No, she went home.
Yeah.
I did. We had a little slumber party.
On the heels of, the open relationship rumor and obviously Schwartz and Raquel making out in Mexico, we just thought maybe it'd be better if everyone didn't know, that little detail. Well, the funny thing is I wasn't lying. She did dip out. She went and passed out.
Yeah, I stayed.
I fully was gonna tell Ariana, but we should have just told the truth. Stupid.
Stupid. So I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. What do you think about, Raquel basically being in Ariana's face, I'm sleeping with your man. But that's basically what she said. I mean, we're there with it. Put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. And what do you think about Schwartz being a coward, not saying anything in the moment? And what do you think about Sandoval lying and everything that's going on now? Put it down below. So with that, let's move on to our next story. All right. So this one's from Reality Blurb, and it's all about Sheena Shea calling out Tom Schwartz and Sandoval for lying on Vanderpump Rules. And she also says they plotted their own talking points. So let's go. Sheena Shea called out a cringe scene between Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz on Vanderpump Rules. And during the scene, the Toms casually discussed Schwartz's romance with Raquel, which reportedly took place when Sandoval and Raquel were having their own affair. At one point in the convo, Schwartz revealed a sneaking suspicion that Raquel was crushing on someone else. Again, same thing with the mistress leaving little hints for the wife to figure out, I'm sleeping with your husband or your man. This is the same thing I think Tom Schwartz was doing. He was leaving little crumbs to be like, hey, I'm not the one that's into Rachel. She's actually banging Sandoval. Let's keep going. Many viewers believe the conversation was an attempt to paint Sandoval's then girlfriend Ariana Maddox in a negative light. As Sandoval mentioned their efforts to fertilize Ariana's eggs, since news of the scandal broke, other fans have speculated that Schwartz was covering for his friend throughout the affair. Now, I've said this once and I'll say it again. I agree with this, but I want to add something else that I think. I agree. I think that all of the conversations that Sandoval has had with Schwartz and with other people, demeaning Ariana, she doesn't want to have sex, she doesn't want to have kids, she's mean to me, she calls me stupid, she's sarcastic, we're not affectionate, I bring her lattes in the morning, so does Uber Eats. Shut up. That's not, you don't get brownie points for that. Shut up, Sandoval. I think prior to the scandal breaking, this was his way of creating a narrative that it's her fault and that he is the victim. He's the long-suffering boyfriend who doesn't have agency or free will to just break up with somebody if he's not happy. No, not that. I think, and I agree, he was planting all of these seeds to poison the rest of the castmates and also poison the audience against Ariana. So then when he actually was ready to break up with her, not for Raquel, because he never broke up with Ariana for Raquel, if we're being honest. Once Ariana woke up from her vacation to denial and realized he was doing all this stuff, Ariana actually was the one who broke up with him. So technically, Tom Sandoval did not leave Ariana for Raquel. He was broken up with, like a lot of cowards, But at the same time, I still don't think he would have left Ariana for Raquel. I think once his finances were in order and once his brand and his money was no longer dependent on Ariana and he could make a clean break financially, that's when I think he would have broken up with her, but not for Raquel. Because if he was going to break up with Ariana for Raquel, that would have happened a year ago when they started having sex. Because let's be serious, they've been doing it for a long time. Now, this also says that people were speculating that Shorts was covering for his friend throughout the affair. I agree with that. But the one thing I would add is I also think that Shorts is in a relationship with that girl, Joe Weinberg or Winberg, whatever her name is. She used to be Kristen Doute's best friend. She's really cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She really beefs with Katie and the rest of the girls. And she's some wackadoodle hairdresser or something like that. And it's been shown that Tom Schwartz and Joe is a couple, and they would do double dates and foursomes with Raquel and Tom Sandoval, during the whole time. And so I think that, yes, he was covering for his friend throughout the affair. And I think the reason why he's so squeamish and he's like, the kiss was so weird and all of that stuff. And he was like, oh, I'm not really attracted to her and all this, that, and the third is because the entire time he was in a relationship with Joe. And we see that Joe and Rachel are still friends. And she was like posting support for her and all of that stuff. So I think that's an added layer to the whole situation. On her Shenanigans podcast, Sheena called out the cringiest moments of the recent episode. Addressing the Tom scene, Sheena claimed her co-stars were lying through their teeth. You can just tell, she continued, when Schwartz said, I think she has a crush on someone else. And then they're talking about Sandoval fertilizing Ariana's eggs. So then she expressed, I'm like, are you guys just hitting your talking points in this right now? The 37-year-old added, because it was weird watching that conversation knowing that y'all know what you did. As of now, it seems Sheena's friendship with Schwartz and Sandoval is over. Time will tell how hard she confronted them at the season 10 reunion, which is set to unleash itself in the coming weeks. I have a clip, so we can watch that clip. But this is the thing. And Sheena has confirmed that Ariana did not fertilize her eggs with Tom Sandoval's sperm, which is a hallelujah moment. And that's great. And that's really, that's fantastic. Her eggs are safe. So, thank God for that. Because could you imagine if you fertilized your frozen eggs with this guy? And after all of this, so not only now are you tied to him with your $1 million house, but now you're also tied to him with your babies, your little embryo babies, your children. So yeah, that's pretty bad. But let's watch the clip.
I had to make a list of my top 4 cringe moments of the episode.
Oh my.
Let me know if you agree. So the Tom and Tom scene in the beginning of the episode, they are both lying through their teeth.
The worst.
You can just tell. When Schwartz said, I think she has a crush on someone else, and then they're talking about Sandoval fertilizing Ariana's eggs, I'm like, are you guys just hitting your talking points in this right now? Because it was weird watching that conversation. Yeah. Knowing that y'all know what you did.
My quick request to Bravo is I know how much you love your fans. Can you please send up stress balls, punching bags? If we're gonna get through, seriously, if we're gonna get through these final episodes, I need something.
Especially knowing, because now I look at Tom and I'm like, you're lying.
I'm so angry.
Liar. Everything's a lie. I'm like, you're the worst liar ever.
All right, so put it down below, but let me know what you think about what Sheena said, about Schwartz being a coward and not speaking up, and also about Sandoval basically using his friend to hook up with the girl he's having sex with to cover up his own lies. I personally think it's weird. I think it's bizarre, and I know that there is this rumor going around that there was a threesome between Ariana, Rachel, and Sandoval. I personally don't think that's true. I think that's a lie. I think the threesome was Tom Sandoval, Tom Schwartz, and Rachel. I think the 3 of them, and maybe a foursome, we might even throw in Joe in there. I think the 3, if not 4 of them, have all gotten down. because they keep making these little hints at it, you know? Like a couple episodes ago, remember when Lisa Vanderpump is sitting down with Sandoval and Schwartz, and then Raquel comes over, and Sandoval's like, oh, just come in between us? Do you know what I mean? And she had him like sit between them, and even Lisa Vanderpump was like, whoa, like what's going on here with you guys? And then also, just like we're seeing, she went back to Sandoval's with Schwartz, and the three of them got into the jacuzzi. And also, let's not forget the biggest clue. Tom Sandoval was the #1 cheerleader. I think he was doing that to hurt Katie because he has this sickness with her. But I also think that there's something underlying where I think Schwartz and Sandy like to share. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think, I don't know. My gut feeling is that's the threesome. And I feel bad for Ariana in that sense, because I think because she has been honest about being bisexual, because she has been transparent about her sexual encounter with Lala, that people are trying to use that almost against her. You know, it's like when she said, you know, no, we're not in an open relationship. Bisexual is not equal polyamorous. And just because you're bisexual doesn't mean that you're just game to have threesomes, you know, this, that, back, and the third. And I feel like her sexuality is almost being weaponized against her. I don't think she had a threesome with Rachel and Tom Sandoval. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And even just to play devil's advocate, even if she did, let's pretend they did, which I don't think is true. That still does not justify what Rachel did to her or what Tom Sandoval did to her. You know what I'm saying? But I think the true threesome, Schwartz, Sandy, Rachel, Pop in Joe when they're doing their little, you know, skiing trips to Big Bear and their little foursomes and their double dates. We already know Joe's a weirdo and all of that stuff. And I'm not kink shaming, you know, if you want to get your kink on, get your kink on. But what I meant by Joe being a weirdo is that she doesn't seem like someone who wouldn't be down. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, that's just what I think. But I want to know what you think. You know, put it down below. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. So with that, let's move on to our last story. And then I'm going to take some of your Candy Canes questions and comments. All right, you guys. Now, let's talk about something a little bit more lighthearted and uplifting. So, Ariana Maddox shares what she's learned from Tom's affair as Lisa Vanderpump admits Vanderpump Rules is, quote, a mess, and teases 4-part reunion. Now, this is from Reality Blurb. Dun, 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 dun. So Ariana and LVP attended the White House Correspondent Dinner on Saturday, where they addressed the ongoing buzz surrounding Scandoval and a hot topic at the event, and teased upcoming Vanderpump Rules reunion. Before we dive in, let's look at the dresses. All right, so I really like, I think they all look really good. And as we know, it was only Lala, LVP, and Ariana who went. This is a different photo of Tom and Raquel. I just put them up there because we're talking about the whole sitch, but they did not get to go. I think they all look really good. I think Lala looks really good. I think Vanderpump looks good. I think Ariana looks good. I think they look really, really good. They look gorgeous. Let me know what you guys think. Put it down below. What do you think about the dresses? All right, let's get back to it. Before Ariana shared what she learned from ex-boyfriend Tom Sandoval's sordid affair with their co-star and friend Raquel, and Lisa shared what fans can expect from the reunion special, the ladies gushed over their experiences at the event. I have been to Capitol Hill before to talk about animal rights and pass a resolution, but this is just a celebration for us, Lisa told Extra TV. I think just doing something we've never done before, it's such an iconic dinner, and for Daily Mail to invite us, it is just a very special night. Something you hear about. It's kind of really magical. I am thrilled to be here. Daily Mail invited us, and Lisa's like my fairy godmother. I am just excited to be here tonight, Ariana added. I'm just so excited to be here, have a really wonderful night with Lisa, and just really enjoy ourselves on the trip. Oh, that's really sweet. When they were asked if they had any questions for President Joe Biden, Ariana joked that she'd ask him what his favorite color is. Get low stakes on that first question, she reasons, as Lisa weighed in. Well, I think there's so many issues I've stood up for over the years, she replied. LGBT issues, and there are things that I would really like to talk to him about. I've met him before, and we met Jill today. As you guys know, Jill is our first lady. All right. So that was pretty amazing, but I suppose animal rights, going back to Capitol Hill to talk about that. And I think there's a part of me that would really like to talk about the conversion therapy of the LGBTQIA youth, talk about moving forward. After touring the White House, Lisa described the presidential residence as unbelievable. It was such a spectacular experience just going to see everything, she proclaimed, saying that being in the Oval Office was a standout moment. The Oval Office, huge highlight, Ariana agreed. The cabinet room, that was really, really incredible. Just being able to be there, the history that is there, all of the incredible moments over the years, seeing all of the First Lady portraits that Dr. Biden has worked so tirelessly to have displayed in the White House. I mean, that was really, really incredible. That is really incredible, actually. Moving on to the Pump Rules reunion, Lisa said it's going to be very long. Normally, the maximum they do is 3. I think they could do 3-4 weeks of it. There's so much stuff that goes down, Lisa teased. It was a very complicated situation. We don't want to talk about that tonight, but there were lots of feelings that needed to be worked out. So yes, you want to see the end of that story. I can't say it's the end of that story. Maybe it's just the beginning of another one, but it's complicated, she added. This is the thing, you guys, about the reunion. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think they should have had a mid-season reunion, but I actually might take that back. Now that we're at the finale, it went really fast. I think they should do the reunion. It should be 3 to 4 parts, because we know that they have the cast parts of the reunion. And then Andy said he also did individual interviews, which I think will probably be part 4 that he did with Ariana one-on-one, Raquel one-on-one, and Sandoval one-on-one. So that'll either be like the first part or at the end. I think they should do right now, actually, or next week. I think they should get the gang all together and do like a mini reunion, because there is so much stuff that has now come out that needs to be addressed. All of the lies that we know about, all of the weird stuff going out, the mental health stuff, and this, that, and the third, and the extra people. I think that they should do some type of wrap up now, because my only concern for the reunion is that it's all old news at this point. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the reunion is going to be all old news. But let's see. Let's keep going. I have so many questions. So many questions. Like, this is the thing. This is one question I need answered. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I need it to be confirmed or denied. Did Tom Sandoval ever record Rachel in a sexual position without her knowledge? Or was that a lie? Because that's really what kicked off a lot of stuff. Remember when her lawyer sent the cease and desist to the cast and all of that stuff, saying that the video was taken without her consent? Is that the truth, or is that a lie? To be honest, I don't know why, but that to me is one of the biggest questions I need answered. One of the biggest questions I need answered. In my gut, I think it's a lie. I don't think he did. And also, it's like, if he did, why are you staying with a man who took a video of you sexually pleasuring yourself without your permission? That's a violation, ethically and legally, I believe. But yet you're still with him? He's your boo thing? Doesn't make any sense. And if I'm Tom Sandoval, why am I staying with a woman who would lie on me like that? I would not stay with someone who could lie to the world at this point. This is how big it's got, saying that I videotaped them while they were doing a sexual act without their consent. That would be a wrap. But again, these people are ding-dong, wackadoodles, weirdos. So who knows? But I want that. And I don't think I'm ever going to get that answer. Like, do we think Andy Cohen had the wherewithal to ask that question? Doubtful. I also want to know, like we said earlier, I need the dates. I need dates. When did Rachel stay at Tom and Ariana's and Ariana caught him leaving her bedroom at 4 o'clock in the morning saying he gave her water? When did that happen? Was that last year? When did that happen? Because you're not going to tell me he came out of her bedroom and they weren't smashing. When did that happen? That's going to be a big clue, right? I need to know. Like, these are the things I need to know. Oh, this is another thing. And let me know what you guys think. I have a new interpretation of Brock's answer to Sheena. Okay, rock with me on this. So remember when Sheena was on Watch What Happens Live and Andy Cohen asked her about the rumors that were swirling that something may have happened between Brock and Rachel. And she was like, oh, no, like I trust Brock, but I had to ask him. And so he said no. And she was like, oh, but then my follow-up question was, did she ever try? And what he said was, no, she never tried because I never gave off that energy, unlike Sandoval. This is what I think. I think Brock was lying. But I'm going to tell you what I think he was lying about. Do I think Brock and Rachel ever hooked up? No. Do I think Rachel ever tried it? Yes. And I think that Brock didn't want to admit it to Sheena because he didn't want to add fuel to the fire, and he also didn't want the smoke, and he also didn't want to be implicated. And I think when he said, oh, but I didn't give off the energy like Sandoval did, I think what he really meant was, I didn't take the bait. I didn't go there with her, but I knew that I could have. That is now what I think really happened. I think, because a lot, like, we know as women and as men, when you could get someone. Like, when someone could get it. Like, And I think that, and as we see Brock throughout the entire season, and even on social media, it's like, oh, Raquel's on fire. She's doing this. She's doing that. Oh, she's here. Blah, 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 blah. And then also don't forget, Tom Schwartz says in the upcoming episode, Raquel has a type. And he says, watch out, Brock. Watch out, Sandoval. And they're like, oh, what's her type? And he goes, men who are taken. Watch the expression on both Brock's and Sandoval's face. Because they know. When you could get it from somebody. We're not stupid. You see what I'm saying? So when he said, oh, I didn't give off that energy, I think what he was saying was, I didn't partake. I didn't take the cookie. I left the cookie in the cookie jar. But if I wanted the cookie, I could have got the cookie. That's what I really think happened. But he didn't actually want to say that to Sheena. Because a man knows, especially with Ding Dong Raquel. Like, she's thirsty as hell going up to Schwartz. Do you want to make out? Do you want to make out? Do you want to kiss me? Do you want to kiss me? Never in life have I ever asked any person, do you want to make out? Do you want to kiss me? Because I'm not desperate or thirsty. Girl, bye. It's disgusting. So, I don't know. I'm exacerbated. But put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think about Ariana and Lala's and LVP's glow up at the White House correspondent dinner? I think they look smashing. What do you think about my conspiracy theory on Brock and Sheena and Raquel? Again, I think Brock knew if he wanted it, he could get it. And he said, no, thank you. No, thank you to the cookie. And what do you think about Sandoval in general and Schwartz and all of this in the whole situation? Schwartz also dropping the Easter eggs. Oh, Raquel has a type. I think she has a crush on someone. Watch out, Brock and Sandoval. Her type are taken men and all of that stuff. Put it down below. And what do you think about the reunion being 4 parts, as Lisa Vanderpump hinted to? And are you like me and you think, okay, cool, we got that, but they need to do some type of sit down now? Because a lot has transpired from when they shot the reunion to now. Like, a lot has. So, at the reunion, there was still a temporary restraining order in place. So I think we need to just figure it out now what's going on. So put it down below. And with that, you guys, I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to come up and chat with me. No pressure. And then I'm going to take some of your candy cane questions and comments. I'm going to start at a random spot.